guys, so I wanted to do a form review Friday in response to Brittany. You had asked about push-ups and sit-ups, and you felt that maybe your arms and core were too weak to do those things. So I want to show you a couple things that you can do to work up to those and really strengthen everything. So first we're going to start with push-ups. So to work your way up to push-ups, what you're going to do is something called negative. So I'll show you a couple different things, but first the negative is basically doing the back half of the exercise but going as slow as you can, because that enables you to work those same muscles but in the resistance phase instead of the pushing or pulling phase. So if you're going to be on your toes for that, if you're up here, you would start all the way at the top and go as slow as possible on the way down. You rest onto your stomach, just push yourself up, get back up, slow and controlled down. Do whatever you need to do. I'll go a little bit sideways here. So you're going to go slow and controlled all the way down to the ground. Just push yourself back up, slow and controlled back down. So that's a negative. The other thing you're going to do is just simply do it from your knees, which I'm sure you've seen. But you want to make sure that you're bending not from your waist, but you're bending from your knees. So you got to flatten out fully. And then do your push-up from here. Then you can put your knees up. And then what you can do is keep one knee down, one leg out, and alternate sides. So it's really just a matter of doing those negatives and those practice ones, and then slowly straightening out a leg, trying to do one, and then getting back to it, going back to your knees, trying to do one full one, go back to your knees. And if you do that, you will get push-ups so much faster than you think you will. Another thing is push-ups should be coming from your chest. So when you're doing chest flies or chest press, make sure you're squeezing right here. For me, I have to keep a little bit of a bend. Out here, I don't feel it as much, but if I'm doing a chest press, a little bit of a bend in my elbows, right here, and I feel the most squeeze there, so that's going to work those chest muscles as well. As for the sit-up, there's a bunch of other things you can do. For one, obviously crunches. You can always start with crunches and do the halfway up, but if you're having a hard time getting all the way up in a sit-up, it's the second half of the sit-up that you're having a hard time with, again, you're going to do a negative. So you're going to work your way down to it instead of working your way all the way up. So I'll show you what that looks like. It's actually a really good exercise. I had this in my abs class last week. So what you're going to do is start up at the top, roll back down about halfway, curl, make a little bit of a C, and then use your abs to pull yourself up. So you're going to curl and just let yourself go a little bit further each time. Find a spot that works your abs and sit up from there. And eventually you'll be able to go lower and lower, lower and lower, and get that full sit up. It also might be because your hip flexors are a little bit weak. If you're running a lot, they might be a little bit tired, because you are using your hip flexors anytime your ribs are coming close to your legs. So that, just stretch them out, foam roll, ice if they're sore. But we're going to work on stretching your hip flexors, making sure they're in good shape, and then working those abs. Obviously then there's the crunch from the bottom down. And another one that's really good for your abs that might help you get to your sit-up is called heels to heaven. So what you're going to do is lay flat on your back and try to raise your hips straight up in the air without momentum. So you're going to scoot back, legs up in the air, and you're just going to do tiny taps towards the ceiling, and that's going to work your lower abs. So between those, you should be hitting the upper, middle, and lower abs, and you'll slowly be able to work your way into that sit-up. Another thing you want to do, don't worry about flexing your abs. If you're flexing them, that's what you should be doing in the sit-up, but don't be trying to hold them in while you're doing it. So just let it happen naturally, and breathe out on the way up. A lot of times people will be in a sit-up and they'll get to about here and I'm like, breathe out. And that breathe out helps you get that last little bit, and it helps you finish that sit-up. So hopefully that's helpful. Let me know, anyone else, if you have questions on form, how to complete moves, or if you need modifications for any of the exercises you're doing. You can always post videos and I'll take a look at them and let you know if they look good, if you need tweaks, and answer questions. I hope that's helpful.